Please stay with us as we come back to you. And now we stay in the region. In a significant diplomatic development, Sri Lankan Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya has met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi today. Today, Modi has warmly welcomed her, emphasizing that her visit would provide fresh momentum to multi-faceted ties between India and Sri Lanka. The two leaders have focused on strengthening collaboration in fields such as education, technology, innovation, development, cooperation, and the welfare of fishermen. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reaffirmed India's commitment to working closely with Sri Lanka. He has also conveyed warm wishes to President Dissanayaka, expressing hope for continued engagements between the two countries. Recalling his state visit to Sri Lanka in April this year, Modi had highlighted his productive discussions with the Sri Lankan president. Now for this discussion, we go back to former Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for staying with us. Now, what are the interests for India, and why does it aim to advance through? What does it aim to advance through this its renewed engagement with Sri Lanka?
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is another important regional development, and for once, it's a positive development from both Sri Lankan and Indian perspective. It denotes the growing cordiality between New Delhi and Colombo on bilateral issues as well as around the regional issues, and the two countries are getting increasingly closer after India helped Sri Lanka to avoid an economic catastrophe during the past 3 or 4 years. I think Prime Minister Modi's visit in April this year created a solid benchmark for growth of these relations, and Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya visit to India is something that will take it further. I should note here that Prime Minister of Sri Lanka was actually educated at a Hindu college, and she is an educationist, Hindu college in New Delhi, that is, and she is an educationist, so no surprises that her meeting with Indian Prime Minister focused on collective collaboration between India and Sri Lanka in the area of education, etc. Those social issues are important as Sri Lanka tries to heal the wounds of its long civil war as well as ethnic divide between Tamils, Sri Lankans, and Muslims. Sri Lanka's economy is on the mend, and India's assistance in this regard is proving to be crucial. So we do hope that India-Sri Lanka axis would continue to work well and would energize the two countries to further synergy. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev, for joining us and sharing that insight. Now we move on to our next news. Indonesia's military has said that it has killed 14 Papuan fighters during an operation to free a village from the control of separatists this week, and residents had welcomed its troops. The Free Papua movement has fought for independence since the area was brought under the Indonesian control during Dutch rule in a vote overseen by the United Nations in 1969. Papua is one of the poorest regions in Indonesia despite being rich in resources such as natural gas, copper, and gold. According to Papua military, the Indonesian troops had moved towards the village of Songgama at night and had a firefight with a group of 30 separatists. Meanwhile, Sebi Sambom, a spokesperson for the Papua separatists, has stated that the Indonesian military had killed a total of 15 people, including 12 civilians and 3 of its members. Sambom has also called the killings as unlawful. Now we move on to our next news. The U.S. President Donald Trump has stated that he has expected an expansion of the Abraham Accord soon and hopes Saudi Arabia will join the pact that has normalized diplomatic relations between Israel and some Arab states. President Trump has stated that he hopes to see Saudi Arabia go in and he hopes to see others go in as well. The United Arab Emirates and Bahrain have signed the accords in 2020 during Trump's first term in the White House, breaking a long-standing taboo to become the first Arab states to recognize Israel in a quarter century. President Trump, who has convened Muslim and European leaders in Egypt to discuss the future of the Gaza Strip, has presented his plans to end the war in Gaza as the catalyst for a wider regional peace settlement. And that's a wrap on Primetime Asia. Keep watching.